Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a solo playthrough of Nippon Zaibatsu, the new release of the classic Euro. And we're going to see how nice of an empire we can build trading in Japan. And disclaimer, I did get a review copy of this one. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our weekly podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So Nippon is an economic Euro game with sort of worker placement, except it's kind of more like worker displacement or worker grabbing. We've got this big board over here, the most important part being right up here. These are the workers that we'll be pulling off to perform one of the two actions underneath them, or just one action in this case. And some of the actions are going to interact with this map down here, which is basically area control. We're trying to produce goods and then ship them to these different areas of Japan. And that'll get us a lot of victory points as the round tick down. And I'm showing you the solo mode in this game. I'm playing on medium difficulty, which means I'm going to have just clean up my little dudes here. I'm going to have two of these solo tokens in play, and they give me must complete goals. In this case, I have to fully upgrade my, I think it's R&D track, and I have to build at least 5 factories. If I don't, I lose. That's it. But if I do, then it becomes a beat your own score thing. They have a little chart here of what a good score and a not so good score is. I just finished a game on easy and got over 210, so pretty good. So I upgraded to medium, which is not only going to give me 2 goals to complete, but is also going to make the bot get in my way and interfere with me on that area map more frequently and more effectively. But you'll see how that works when the game gets going. Up here, we've got our factories in 6 types, Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3, more expensive and difficult to produce goods that are more effective when you use them. And these are randomized each game, so I'm setting up like it's a 2-player game. I have 2 of each type. I've also randomized all of these tokens, rotating them and randomly placing them out, so different goods are in demand in different regions. Also for the bot, I've randomized 4 of the 6 colors of meeples into the 4 regions divided by these lines, if you can see those. We've also randomized and filled the workers. There's 3 above each space. And then we've got this little waiting area here. Whenever one spot gets emptied, the 3 topmost people will slide on in there. And whenever both these areas are empty and we need to add more workers, that's what'll trigger this little round token advancing. And we get the first phase and the second phase. The victory points get awarded for the area control aspect after each of those. And then we get to this marker. We have 3 turns left for each of us before the game ends. And it tends to be pretty quick in 2-player and solo play. But I don't want to bog you down too much with a full rules teach. So instead, I'm just going to get playing, and as each action comes up and as the solo bot takes their turn, I'll explain what's going on. So I have a random collection of A and B tile pairings to choose from, 2 of them. In this case, this one will give me 12 victory points to start, and I'll get this old factory tile that can never produce again. It just kind of uses up a factory slot, but it comes into play with a free crate, and it'll fill in one of my factory slots. Considering that the solo goal for this one is to get at least 5 factories, that's pretty good. And I also get these starting resources. 2 coal, which is used to fire up your factories and produce things. Money, which is used for a lot of stuff. Metal, steel, I forget what it's called, which is used mainly for trains and boat building. And then finally, I go to advance my research track twice. Which is also something that the solo goal needs. So I'm definitely going to go for that one. But just to show, this one would get me a machine, which would let me upgrade my first factory. I would start with 6 victory points, more money, same coal, and this will let me get 2 of these department bonuses. You'll see what those mean. But yes, I'm definitely picking this one, so let me get my starting stuff. All right, here we go. I've got my $9,000. I've got 2 coal, 1 steel. I've upped my little R&D track here. It's now in the 2 region. Notice that they have like kind of grouped together regions, even though it advanced 2 spaces, which is going to let me build certain factories. You need to have a minimum level of R&D to build them. And also as it advances further, I'll unlock more of these little tokens here, which get placed out on the board for that area control aspect. And here's my old factory. I could have chosen to start with it either on a cotton or paper side, but I already see a cotton factory that I want to build. That's going to help with my goals and everything I'm going for. So I figured it made more sense to start with the paper side here so I can get a little mix. Although once I use this 1 paper cube, I'm out of paper for the rest of the game, so it's not going to matter that much. All right, so let's go into our first turn. We are always the first player in the game. And what you do in your turn is you either take one worker above an action space and resolve one of the action options underneath it, or if you already have some workers in your worker area here, you can do what's called a consolidation, where you clear all the workers, you lose all your money that you haven't spent yet, you lose all your coal you haven't used yet, but then you also get bonuses from the workers, more if you had at least 4 or more workers when you consolidated. If you climb up high enough, you also get to take one of these tokens that your workers reached and put it in one of these slots, which is going to earn you, geez, I'm making these all fall down. It's going to earn you endgame victory points based on how far you advanced on whatever the thing is and based on how big of a sakura flower or whatever that is that you unlocked it with. Now, does the color matter? Not very much, except that when you consolidate, you have to pay 3 money of the new incoming cash you're about to get per different worker color in your supply. And also the worker colors that are at the bottom and potentially top of your queue are going to give you department bonuses with different things. So ideally, you want to kind of focus on 1 or 2 colors each round, unless you just want to be broke after you consolidate. All right, so what do I want to do? Clearly want to be building factories. We know that's important. I can also upgrade my factories with machines. I can increase my research track, although it's already good enough to build a basic factory. I can produce in factories. I can trade in some goods for cash. I can increase my coal production, or I can send some goods out into the world. That seems a little bit premature. Actually, yeah, I think I'm going to take the factory action. Now, which type of meeple do I want? Reds get you silk, which can be used to build factories more easily and can count as money. Whites get you upgrades. I think I might want that, although there's only 2 of them out. So it's going to be harder to limit my variance in colors if I take one. But hey, let's try it out. So I place the worker in my bottom most available spot, and I'm going to build a factory. In this case, it just costs 6 money, and I can do it once. Many of the actions, if you save up enough stuff, like the train here, the production in the factories here, can be done up to 3 times if you have the resources to do so. So if you can plan your actions well, you can be a lot more efficient. But this one is always only going to happen once. I pay 6,000 of my 9. And I get to grab one of the factories. But to get the bottom tier, I need to have an R&D level of 2, a 4 for the middle tier, and 6 for the top tier. Right now, I only have an R&D of 2. I can raise that up with silk if I have enough to build a more advanced factory early. But for now, I'm just going to go for this. So the big thing I'm looking at here is what type they are. Paper or cotton are the 2 I can pick at this tier level, and what the bonuses are. So these 3 are lightning bolt symbols. They happen immediately. This would just get me 5 more money, so I could build another factory almost immediately. This one would get me 3 more money and raise my position on the finance track, so I'd get more money every time I consolidate. This one would move my R&D tracker, which we know that I want to do. And this one is the only one that's not an immediate effect. It would improve the R&D movement option. That's one of the actions I can take. So that it would move me 1 more than what I paid for the rest of the game. But clearly I'd have to take that action at least twice to benefit more than just getting that immediately. You know, funnily enough, I was going to get that one, but I kind of want to get this one first, or that one actually, to get some more money, and then I'll try to build another factory. So yeah, let's just kind of fill up my factories a little too quickly. So I'm getting this one. I already paid the 6,000 for it. I'm getting 3,000 back, and I'm moving up on the finance track. So now when I consolidate, I'll get 13,000 instead of 12. But this does not come in with any crates, any goods. I would need to use the production action with some coal, 2 coal in this case, to get a crate. If I take actions to add machines to the factory so it produces more efficiently, then I can get 2 or even 3 crates with a single firing and activating of the factory. All right, sorry, these first actions are going to take a little while because I have to describe everything that's going on, but the bot turns are very quick. I shuffle these 9 action tiles. I shuffle 1 of each meeple type. This is going to give their priority. So right now in all the things, they're going to prefer red first, then yellow, then blue whenever given an option. It's going to be used to break ties in a lot of ways. So I flip this over, and okay. There are 5 tiles in here that correspond specifically to the action columns where the workers are. And then there are 4 tiles like this, 2 pointing left, 2 pointing right, I believe. And what this means is they're going to take a worker from the spot that has the most workers in it. And if there's a tie, which right now there is because almost everybody has 3, they're going to look for the leftmost space. So we got 3 workers, 3 workers, 3 workers. So they're going to take one from here. And they can choose either blue or black. Looking at their preferences, blue is further to the left than black. So they're going to take the blue worker, and they just add him back in the bag. And just to show that again, the random order here, blue was to the left of black, so they prioritize blue over black more. Once they go through all 9 of their tiles, they're going to shuffle those meeples, and that priority will change again. Now, there is something else here that's very important, and that might have been part of why I did my factory action, or maybe I'm just not that smart. And that is that this tile has a green shading around it, and you might notice that this solo goal also has green. So I had mentioned that the bot more aggressively fights over the map when you're at a higher difficulty level. That's because whenever I flip a green tile, if I'm at least green level, which you always are, but there's also a yellow tile and a red tile in here, so yellow will correspond to medium difficulty, red will correspond to red difficulty. If, when you flip one that is at your difficulty level or easier, and the action that they took the meeple from is one of the far right or far left, because this one puts out trains to fight over this little area map, and this one puts out tokens to fight over the map. If they pulled the meeple from one of those 2 spots, and it's within your difficulty range, then they also get to perform that action. Now, they also have tiles that specifically correspond to both of these, so when those get pulled, they're going to do the action no matter what. You can't completely lock them out of the board no matter what your difficulty is. But because, just noting, because I took from the factory, and the leftmost, most crowded spot was this one instead of that one, I stopped them from putting a train down here, so that worked out great. All right, now it's coming back to me. I kind of want to get another factory, as crazy as that is. So what the hey, let's do it. And red, gray. There's way more gray out, so I'll have more flexibility. I'm going to take a gray meeple. And I'm building another factory. I'm just not going to show you any other actions. I'm spending all 6,000 of my money, because remember, when I consolidate, it all goes away anyway. And I still don't have enough R&D to get these, so I'm going to take a cotton factory, which will immediately move my R&D up 2. There it goes. And I'm passing over this checkmark coal icon. This corresponds with the department bonuses. This is what you get for the meeples when you consolidate, but it's also what you get whenever you see any icon like that, like these ones over here, which is for contracts. We're not doing that yet. But in this case, I passed over the coal one, so I get my coal bonus. I get 2 more coal to have a total of 4, which is, I will tell you, pretty cool, because that's exactly enough to fire up both of my factories here. All right, back to the bot. They are doing the ship/machine action, and this is not one of these 2 columns, so they never actually do anything with those actions. They just pull a meeple off. So their priority of these, yellow is their highest priority. And by the way, just to note, again, a little strategy thing, white and gray are the lowest priority for them right now, and you might have noticed that white and gray are the meeples that I have gone for so far. When you don't fight them over priority, you're going to have an easier time getting the meeples you want. But I'm trying to sound smart when I left myself no white and gray meeples in the next action I wanted to take, which was to produce in my factories. So I'm just gonna be broke, I guess, but I will take a black meeple. There are a lot of them, including more coming. And I am going to do the production factory action because I have no money left to increase. This increases the R&D track. This increases the coal track, but you need cash to pay for it. Okay, so I put the worker in here, and I can activate up to 3 different factories. Each one costs the amount of coal. So in this case, I'm going to activate for 2 coal my paper factory, for 2 coal my cotton factory. That uses up all my coal, but don't forget, like money, when I pulled back my workers and consolidated, it would all go away anyway. And then because neither of them has been upgraded with one of those little machine things there, we are only getting 1 cube of each. So I've got 2 paper and 1 cotton to use as I will for a few different types of actions, but I'll show you the one I'm going to do in just a second. After the bot comes in, and they are taking somebody from the coal or finance track over here, and yellow is their favorite. And funnily enough, that's the same track I'm going to pull from because I want to show you how this action works. So this one's called investments and contracts. And I can trade in first 1 cube of a type, paper or cotton in this case. And then I can additionally, if I want to, to be more efficient, I can also turn in 2 cubes of a different type. That's the non-equal sign there. And then if I really want to be efficient, I can turn in 3 cubes of a third type. Each time I do that, I can either fulfill a contract or permanently increase my finances, that green track, by 2. Here goes the worker. So the contracts are over here. Whoops, that one's upside down. And what they do whenever you complete one of them is you take it and you activate immediately the department bonus. So here I would get 2 silk. Here I would immediately get 1 upgrade on my coal or my R&D track. Here I would get some victory points. And then you put it down here under your factories, and this is another track that you can score for victory points if you move one of these Lotus tokens over there. That all sounds beautiful, that all sounds great, but I just want cash. So I'm going to trade in 1 cotton and 2 paper. Wah wah. Sorry, old factory, you're never going to be useful again. And that fulfills 2, right? Because the first one was 1 and then a different type with 2. 2 of these bonuses, and I'm going to make both of them into finances, which gets me to, first of all, the first victory point threshold. So now if I put a Lotus over here at the end of the game, I would get 5 or 8 or 10 victory points. 5, 8, 10. But if I can get up there, then I can get 10, 16, 20 based on the one I'm going for. But the other nice thing is every time I consolidate now, I'm going to get 17 money, which will help me pay for these 3 colors that I accidentally got. All right, and back to them. Okay, so they are doing the rightmost spot. This time they are going to get to do an action because it is yellow background. And you'll see that the rightmost spot with most people is what's called the serve the local market action. One of the most important ones in the game because this is how you put out these tokens to take control of these areas. So how it works for a player is I need to discard cubes, the same ones, goods from factories, like the same ones that I just traded in for finances, to put out these influence tokens, and they are better based on the type of good it is, and that's going to give me a better chance of winning over these areas. Now, they are only allowed to do paper or cotton for the entire first stage. Then after we pass 2 rounds, they can start doing magnifying glasses and bento boxes. And then after they get to phase 3, near the end of the game, they can do watches and light bulbs, I think it is. And for the bot, they just automatically take the leftmost one available. So the weakest number 1 here. And where do they want to put it? Well, it's going to come down to these preferences again. So they're looking for, if you remember when I showed you the map, there were 4 random meeples out of the 6 colors. So they're looking for the red region, then the yellow region, then the blue region, then the black region, and so on. And here the red region does exist, but the big priority they have is they want to go somewhere where we are tied or they are losing before they will ever go to somewhere they're already beating me. Now, it doesn't matter yet here because clearly nothing is out yet. But later on, if I actually get on the map, that will be very important. Okay, so they can only do paper or cotton, which are these 2. And then they want to cover up the highest value. These values don't prevent you from putting things down, but they represent outside influences on Japan. And you are not only competing with each other in terms of area majority to earn these higher or lower victory point thresholds, you're also competing with the outside influences. So the bot, and also the human player usually, wants to cover up the highest value possible to make it easier for them to get to higher victory points. Now here, it doesn't matter because they can go to paper or cotton, and both of these are 1. Oh, never mind. Here's a cotton that is a 2. So they will go there. Again, the fact that their 1 is not higher than this does not matter. Now, if I was coming into the map later on with my own cotton, I couldn't just replace this with my own one, but you can knock it out if you have a higher value than they do. Okay, so they've got 1 influence over here. The foreign investors have 10, a lot, and I have 0. And when we go past this thing after 2 rounds, the front person will get 10 victory points, which right now would be the foreigners. Nobody gets 8 victory points. You'll see there's a little 3 player icon under there. So in solo and 2 player, there is no second place, just to make fighting for first place that much more exciting. And then 6 victory points for third and 2 victory points for fourth if I just happen to get in here with something. And just to reiterate again, even though that wasn't actually the icon of the local markets action, because they pulled off a worker that was above that action and were playing at medium difficulty where the yellow highlight is there, they got to do that action. All right, now back to me. I could consolidate now. I am out of money. I'm out of coal. I'm out of crates. Yeah, I was about to say something pithy like, oh, but I can still do this. But no, I'm actually out of everything I can do. So let's go ahead and consolidate. So first thing is I look to the right of the highest worker I got, which is the weakest of these little endgame victory point tokens. And I slot that in to one of these spots. Now, you're not going to get all of these generally in a 2-player game or solo game. It tends to go pretty quickly. So I want to pick something that I don't think I'll finish, but that I'm going to get some points on. Am I going to get finances all the way to the right? I have no expectation of doing that. I know I need to get research all the way to the right or I lose. I know I need to get at least 5 factories or I lose. So I really want to put the strongest Lotus petals in those spots. But yeah, finances seems like a safe bet. I know I've already locked in at least 5 victory points with that, but I don't really think it's too likely I'll advance it 6 more times. Okay, next I would discard any money or coal I had remaining. I used it all, which is great. Okay, then I gain my department bonuses. So I look at the bottommost meeple, and I gain their department bonus, which is in this case 1 advancement on the R&D track or the coal track. I do want to start getting more coal, but R&D is literally a victory requirement, so let's do that. And then if I got to at least slot 4 with my workers, I also get the bonus of the highest worker if it's a different color from the bottommost worker. So here indeed, I did get to at least 4, and I'm getting 2 steel from this gray meeple. And I lied, it's iron, I'm a bad person. And this is nice because now I have 3 iron, which is going to let me build a ship or get a train, a few options here. Okay, now I also gain my income, which is these 2 bottom tracks. So I get 2 coal and I get 17 cash, but no I don't, because I lose or have to spend to pay my workers 3 for each different color. So here 3, 6, 9. So out of my 17, I'm only getting 8. That hurts. I'll try to be a bit more careful with how many colors I pull down next time. And then all our friends here go back in the bag. And consolidation is my entire turn. And now the bot is crud, doing another local action. Because look, the largest one is still this one if I use the rightmost tiebreaker for that arrow. And, no. Yeah, they do want yellow first. And it's greens. They're putting out a 2. Okay, and they're already winning in red, which means they ignore that. So now they're going to try to put it in yellow. And it still has to be paper or cotton. 2, 1, 0, 3. So they're definitely going to slot in there. Now, just to be clear, they're not getting victory points. They're just preventing me from getting victory points. Because I'm not competing with them, strictly speaking. I just need to get these 2 things done, and then I win. And then the more victory points I got on my own, the better I did. All right, let's see. What do I want to do here? Well, first, color-wise, I'm thinking blue might be a good meeple color to go for. There's going to be more of them coming out, and that gets me money when I consolidate. And then what's another color? I mean, black's still pretty good, and that would get me extra coal when I consolidate. So maybe I get this guy first to build a machine so I can pump out some more cotton, maybe. So that costs me 5. I can do it up to 3 times in different factories. And yeah, I want the cotton factory, I think. So I take the leftmost machine, I slot it in here. If I wanted to get another machine, which would make this produce 3 goods every time I spent 2 coal, then I would need to spend 1 iron as well. And this is another victory point track that I could put a Lotus on to get more victory points. And also you'll see some finance bonuses and other things. If I build the other things above or below, I get those bonuses right away, so I can increase my money generation. All right, and now they are doing... Okay, this one is hard level, so even if this landed on the train or the local action, they wouldn't do it. Oh, which is good because it did. So they take that and they have emptied this out. So these 3 slot in here. Next time something gets emptied, these 3 will slot in. And the next time something gets empty, the round will advance for the first time and we do a few things. But I think we've seen all 4 of the tiles that go for the biggest area. So I don't have to rush over here and stop them from getting trains right now. But let's go ahead and do what I wanted to do and grab this blue meeple to produce. I'll spend the 2 coal I have, that's all I have, to produce 2 goods here because of that machine. And who knows, maybe I'll actually compete on the world stage with that in a second. First, our friends over here they're doing a train in factory action, which means they are going to put a train out. And in terms of color, they prefer red. And yeah, they will put out a train whenever they take this action. And how trains work for players is you put them in one of these spots, you get the bonus if you do one of the top ones. In a 2-player game, you can only have up to 3 trains in a given region. And the trains add +2 influence as long as you have at least 1 actual influence token there. But the bot doesn't care about that. They get the 2 influence for free, whether they have something or not. All right, so yeah, they're winning here and here. And between white and gray, their tiebreaker is currently at white. So they have locked in 2 influence here with their train. They don't get the 2 money because they don't get anything, but it is harder now for me to get that bonus because there's not as many spots. All right, now it's back to me. I do want to do a local action to, I think, replace their cotton here with my 2 token. But there's no hurry for that because the round hasn't even advanced once yet. We score after the second round. I have 3,000 left, so I could improve my coal production, or I could improve my R&D. R&D is what I need for victory, but I do need more coal to fire all the factories I'm getting. So sure, let's do this one. I'll spend all 3,000 of it to increase my coal twice, which puts me into the 3 coal per consolidation action column. I really want to try to get to 4 so I can produce on both of these. But we're not there yet. And I will also get a steel bonus right here, get 2 steel when I cross over that. Or I'm sorry, I'm saying crossover. Really, it's just when I reach it. Okay, they are... Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot to refill because look. So, the round advances 1. We would do scoring before we do anything else if that was there. Then we add 1 worker to every place that doesn't already have 3. So that one's not getting any, but all the rest of these are getting stuff. And then we fill in these 2 rows of 3 again. And it is worth noting that no round, generally speaking, will take as long as the first round because you're not going to have 3 people in every single space pretty much ever. So things are going to ramp up. Okay, so now they flipped and they picked this one and they prefer blue over black, which is nice because now I have both options of the things that I want to do in there. Okay, now it's my turn. I could consolidate now because I'm already out of money. I'm already out of coal. But I really don't want to, and I do have 3 iron. So I could build a ship. That'd be gray or red, which is not one of the colors I have. Or I could build a train, which is blue, which is a color I do have. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll spend 3. I could also spend 5 cash and 1 iron, but I don't have that. And I'm going to take the blue guy. And this works out well because, remember, I want a different color at the top. So now if I consolidate, I'll get some coal and some cash after I clear them out. I get a train, which does unlock a 1 finance bonus. Love that. And my current plan is to go in here and supplant their 1 cotton. And I wouldn't mind getting some iron since I just zeroed that out. So this seems like a great place to put my train. Just to reiterate, though, right now this train is worth 0. So I'm not winning 2 to 1. I'm losing 0 to 1 because I need to get a token in there before that counts. Okay, and I think they're local. Yep, I was going to say the tile that actually has that hasn't been pulled yet. And they prefer yellow, although that's about to change. And they're putting out their 3, so they have exhausted all of their tokens for stage 1, which is bad news for me because they're kicking butt. And the only place they're not already winning is over here. And they want the highest international value. And because they've taken 9 actions, they've gone through 9 turns, we shuffle all of these. So these could come out in any different order now. And then we also reorganize their priorities. So now they're going to really want blue and black. Those are the ones I already have, but I guess I am about to consolidate, so that doesn't really matter. And there we go. They're ready to start taking their turns again. They never consolidate. They never skip turns. They just keep on chugging. All right, so now it's back to me. I could, I guess, take the finance action or the local markets action with these. But right now, both those action spaces only have a white meeple on them. And I don't want to add a 3rd color in here. So even though I'm still getting the weakest reward, I'm going to consolidate again. So where do I want to go with this? I still want to save this and this for a 3. I'm close to trains paying out. And I'm also kind of close to coal. How about coal? I want to get more coal production. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I zero out all my coal and cash, but again, I'm being very economical. I didn't have any. And now I'm getting my coal production of 3, but because I have the black meeple at the bottom here, I get 2 more coal. And I'm getting money of 18, but because I have a blue at the top, I'm getting 3 more money. So I'm going to have 5 coal and 21 money minus 2 colors times 3. So 15 money, that's a lot more than last time, and 5 coal. Gotta say, that was pretty good. All right, we're back to a bot turn. And by the way, I'm recording the next night after the first part of the video. So I think I kind of remember what I was doing. They get a boat and machine action, and there's red and gray, so they prefer their gray. And I just consolidated. I have a lot of money. I have a lot of coal. What do I want to do with all that? I kind of want to build a better factory, but I don't have enough for research and development yet, so I could take that action. Or I could get a white meeple, which would then give me a little bit of movement on that track. I also kind of want a boat because I haven't upgraded any of my department actions. And when you upgrade those by getting the boats, they give you a lot more stuff when you pull back your meeples. You also get these expert meeple workers, which fill up your track faster, which means you get to the higher Lotus bonuses faster. All right, so what if I went for like white and red? So maybe I go for white to get some more steel. So I'm going to take my 2 cotton. And the number of the token you get to place is determined by the type of good or a factory that you're delivering from and the number of that good. So here, 2 cotton or paper gets you a 2 token. See how that works? And because it is higher than the cotton one they already have, I can boot them out entirely. For a human player, they would get this token back and they could place it again later in the game. For the bot, they never returned their lower values. So that's just it. And cool. And then additionally, whenever I place a token in a region, I get that region's bonus. So here it is 2 more iron. Can't forget to fill this. All right. And then they're taking that action, which is just a white worker. which means this one's also filled to crud. If somebody takes the ship action, that's the end of the round and we're scoring. Although I guess I'm already winning in this region, so that's totally fine for me at least. So sure, what the hey. I'll go ahead and take this guy to do the ship action. And since I got 15,000, I'm actually going to spend 5 and 1 iron twice. You can do up to 3 times, although they have to each be in a different region. So there we go. And I'm taking 2 of my ships. And note that I do get another finance bonus from that. And I get to put them each in a different region. Here, the obvious thing to do is red and white. And then I get permanently these department bonuses, so they'll get me more stuff. And I get these expert workers. And I guess I want the red at the top, so that if I chose to consolidate right now, I'd get both bonuses. And now I'm getting 3 silk. I haven't talked about silk much, but as I said, you can use it to build a better factory. 1 silk gets you 1 R&D level higher, 3 gets you 2, and 6 gets you 3. And those are levels like 1, 2, 3, not individual spaces. So here a single silk would get me to where I could build one of the tier 2 factories, and 6 silk, that's a lot, would get me to building the best tier 3 factories. But silk is also nice in that you can at any point use it as $1,000, but it doesn't go away at the end of each round, so it gives you a bit more flexibility in how you spend. But hopefully I'll get another red action I can take, because I'd like to finally get up here and put them on R&D and factories of things that I know I have to get all the way to the right. But we are triggering the end of a round because there's nobody to fill in that empty space. So this is about to advance, but first we resolve the round area scoring. And we don't care about the areas where the bot is by themselves. We only care about where we exist. So we have to see who is doing the best. And here, unfortunately, the international forces have 4, 7, 8, 10 versus my 2 plus 2 for the train, since I do have at least 1 token there. And remember, there is no second place prize, so I get 3rd place, getting 6 victory points, and the bot wins everywhere else, but doesn't matter. And that's it. Figuring out these things is pretty straightforward. Okay, then we do the normal stuff. We're into stage 2, so the bot will start putting down nastier tokens on the board. And we once again are adding a worker everywhere where there are not already 3. We got some more reds, but no more whites. Oh, never mind. I guess we got a lot of white workers, if I can somehow wait long enough for them to come out. Yeah, the actions I really want to take. I really want to produce because I have a ton of coal. But that would mean getting a 3rd color, which is not my favorite thing. Well, let's see what they do first. They are going to do a local action because it is green, and the fullest space to the right is the local market thing, which means they're going to put a 3 down now because they're into their 2nd tier, and they prefer the blue guy here. And he again wants to find a place where he is tied with me or losing to me, which is clearly here. I have 4 and he has 0. Now he's putting these down on a red or black space, a magnifying glass or bento, which is only these 2. And he prefers the one that has the highest value, which means it goes here. Now, importantly, in a 2-player game, or a solo game in this case, only 2 of the spots can be filled by tokens, which means that if we wanted to go here or here, we could do it, but we have to be higher than at least 1 token here, and we kick out the lowest valued token. So if, he came in or I came in with a 3 paper, that would kick out my 2. If somebody came in with a really big compass, that would also kick out my 2. And that's actually what the AI will prioritize doing. They always want to try to get rid of my stuff so that my influence is diminished even more. All right, now darn it, what do I want to do? I don't want to waste all my coal and all my money. I guess I can just get a 3rd color. I mean, I am making $19,000 a turn now, which means even if I have to spend $9,000 on 3 colors, I'll still have $10,000 afterwards. So sure, I'll go here. I'll get a blue worker. I can produce it up to 3 factories. I only have 2 though, and it costs 4 coal. And we're getting 2 cotton, but still only 1 paper. All right, and they're doing the action I just did. They want a blue one. Okay, let's go 1 more, and let's try to get a red. So I could do this one to complete some contracts or raise my finances. Either of those would be good. Yeah, let's do that. So I'll do this. I'm going to trade in my 1 paper and my 2 cotton I just made. And this time, I think I might want to do one or both with contracts. I definitely want to get this contract because it's so darn good. It lets me go ahead and now advance my coal or my R&D track twice, or both of them 1 each. And yeah, then you put it at the bottom here, again, for potential scoring purposes. So let's do that for 1 of the 2 trade-ins I did. And let's actually get coal up, because I'm about to get a double advancement here anyway, which gets me 2 more steel. That's cool. Except it's iron, and I'm a liar. What else would I want? I clearly don't want money or coal. I could get even more iron. Although, for what, Mike? I don't really want victory points. I'm about to get a bunch of silk. So you know what? For the second one, I will go and advance this. I guess maybe I should have made that. Wait, what was it? Oh, crud. I think I was going to 21. Yeah, maybe I should have made this a higher value, but too late now. Yeah, and the next turn, I can pull these out, and I'll lose $5,000. That part sucks. But the rest is good. Oh, they're doing another local action, this time with a 4 for red or black. And they're still not winning here, so they're going to clearly slam in theirs. They've got 7. I've got 4. And the other side still has 5, so I wouldn't even get the third place right now. But that's okay. They're barely in some other regions, so I could try to pivot over there. All right, but I must consolidate because I'm all full up. And yeah, might as well lock in one of the 2 that I know I need to get to the right, or almost all the way to the right. And then I'm getting a double advancement, and yes. So that means that I get an extra 3 token to put out. But more importantly, now I can, without silk, build a 4 or a tier 2 factory. But I'm also getting 3 silk finally, which means actually I could spend all of that to get a highest tier factory, go into something even the bot is not building yet. And I'm going to have 4 coal, which is exactly enough to fire that factory once. That's cool. But I do lose my 5,000. I do lose my 1 coal that was left. But I get now 4 coal back. And I get 21 minus 9, stupid blue worker. So I'm at 12,000. That's not nothing. That could be 6 to build that factory I want, and another 6 to do something. I'm not sure what yet. And these expert workers go back to the track, although the bot's never going to get them, so they don't really matter. All right, back to the bot. They're doing a train because it's within the difficulty range, and that's the biggest area. And now that they're winning again, they go purely by their region preference, where they can fit somebody. And gray is the highest priority, so they're going in there. Yeah, if I want to try to make some inroads in an area, this would be a great one. It's totally empty. So if I get a green or a blue factory, that would let me do a lot there. And it would get me money, which is never a bad thing. And let's see, I'm seeing a lot of black meeples. I don't mind doing a machine after I build the factory, but this is victory points, which, I mean, are good, but they don't give me anything much to do in the short term. But maybe I build the factory with yellow, then maybe like do some machines, then produce, although there's a good chance the bot is going to grab some of those. But sure, let's go ahead and grab that and pay 6 of my 12 and use 3 silk, 1 to pretend I'm in 5 for a second, 2 more to pretend I'm in 6. And get one of these super factories going on. And they have amazing abilities. So look, this one lets me build a ship. And if I spend 2 iron, I can build another ship in 2 different areas. This one, whenever I put a machine on this, lets me get a ship and increase my finances by 2. This one lets me immediately put a good on 3 different factories, which would be pretty darn nice. And this one, whenever I produce on this factory, I get 2 iron. Although ships and trains are not like the main thing I'm going for here. I'm really torn because that would save me like a lot of time by just producing immediately, but it didn't get me anything else the rest of the time. Whereas this is saving me, what, like 4 iron in total and an entire extra action? And I can produce in like 5 seconds pretty easily. But if I build this factory and then build a machine, which I plan to do this turn, I'll not only get a boat out, which is, kind of nice, but I will get to increase my finances to where I'm getting the max of, that's only 10 victory points because I put the lowest valued one in here. Darn it. And the boat will also help fast track me a little bit, although I don't know if I need 2 boats. So sure, I'm getting this one. Oh, I should also look. There's only 1 compass spot here, and it's a pretty low number. But the reds are even worse. Or no, it's not red. It's the light bulbs. Oh, there's a light bulb there, barely better. There's 2 compasses here, 2 light bulbs here. Oh, 2 compasses here, because I might want to recompete here. So yeah, I think this is fine. Oh, and just a note, I still need 1 more factory to meet the minimum for my victory threshold. I'll probably get a tier 2 one, though. All right, and yeah, I get no bonuses right now. When I put a machine on it in a second, then they'll all roll in. But first, they are... Gosh darn it, they're putting out another token? Because this is the place with the most workers. And they're taking the gray. And they're still winning everywhere, so they still prefer here. Yeah, good job, guys. You're dominating that region. I'm never going there. All right, and then I'm doing yellow and black, right? I guess. So I wanted to do machine first, then produce. So let's grab this. I only have 5,000, so I can only put down 1 machine. Clearly, it's going here, which lets me do a free boat and increase this by 2. And I guess I should do a black or yellow boat, right? Because those are the 2 worker types I'm going for. I guess more coal or just more victory points? I mean, in the late game, you often want to go yellow just because it's extra victory points every turn. The coal one's only 1 more coal. This is double the victory points, so sure, we'll go for the expert yellow worker. And I forgot to fill that in. There we go. Okay, then, they're going for the biggest group, which is the one I just emptied. Or sorry, the one I just refilled, so they get that guy. And yeah, it's definitely time to produce. And I'm spending all 4 coal just to produce 2 cubes here. These high-value spots are quite expensive. But one of those cubes would let me put down a 5, and 2 would let me put down a 6. So they really throw some influence around. Oh, geez, we're almost to the next round advancement, although we're not doing area control for a couple turns. All right, and they're about to reshuffle, but first they're doing a train, which is indeed going to advance things. And as absurd as it is, they're still putting everything down here, which, I mean, kind of works out good for me because it leaves me some other places to jump into. But we're reshuffling, and their priorities are going to change. Let's see which region they're going to start caring about. Yellow all the way on the left, which is good because they still, it's way down. They still don't really care about the white region that I think I might try to jump into next. All right, and we're doing a little refill, but we are not, again, doing the actual, there we go, doing the actual round of area control thing yet. All right, let's see what I want to do. I've got no coal left. I've got pretty much no money left, but I do want to try to get to the top of the track again. I could go ahead and put down some of my new influence. That seems like something to do. I can also do black here. Now I don't really have enough money, and I don't want to use my most valuable goods for that. Or I could go here to produce again. No, I don't have any coal, don't have any money. I do have enough iron, but I don't really want to do a boat again. I'd kind of rather do a train. So sure, let's take this one. And I think I will go here. I think I'll use both my cubes to put down a 6 on... Oh, that's the only one available. That's a little yucky. And I get 3 cash, or 3,000, I should say. All right, and the bot is doing the rightmost, which is definitely not a local action or a train. Nope, it's taking the yellow from right here. That's fine. And then I want to get a black meeple, ideally. This will work out well. I'm going to spend 3,000 to increase my coal track twice, which isn't doing anything for me because I'm not actually getting to the 5 yet, but it does mean that I will get the minimum of 5 victory points here. And I'm ready to consolidate and I have a ton of money next round. Okay, now they're doing the most crowded to the left, which is the yellow guy over here. And yep, it's consolidation time. Let's lock in the highest value for the other thing I know I need to get a lot of. I'm getting 4 victory points and 2 coal. Well, after I clear out my money and coal. So I end up with, after paying my workers, 17,000, heck yeah, and 6 coal in the wash. Very nice. Oh, and I can't forget my victory points. That's pretty important. And we'll see if maybe we can produce and get some more goods somewhere. Okay, they're putting a train down. Where do they want to be? Yellow. Oh, and that does clear out the last train meeple. We still have a little bit of time. Okay, which colors do I want to go for now? They're not prioritizing white. White will get me more advancement on the R&D track, which I still need to advance quite a lot, actually. I'll probably need to take this action to pay 6 and advance at 3 at least once. And I could do that now, but nah, let's go ahead and go for production. I can increase R&D when I'm dead. So I'll get white locked in for a double track advancement later. Spend all 6 coal to make 2 more here, and I guess 2 cotton. Seems like the way to go. And then they come out and they're doing the rightmost. Oh, but it's still a train. It's funny. And they do it because it was green. They only have 2 trains left, by the way. Oh, and wait a second. They did a train recently, didn't they? They definitely would have gone here because I'm winning here. So yeah, they've actually tied me up just with trains. Wow, that's wild. All right, I think gray seems like the way to go here right now. So let's spend 6,000 and get another factory so we meet the minimum for that. And I don't have any silk, so I have to get a tier or 2 or 1. So this one would advance my coal track 3 immediately, which would get me 2 more iron and 1 more coal every time I consolidate. This one, whenever I took the upgrade coal action, we're not even going to look at that because I'm never going to do that. This one would let me do 1 train or 2 if I spend $5,000 in an iron, which I easily have. They have to go to different regions, and I can't fit one in the region I was kind of trying to focus on, but that could work. Or this one, whenever I take the train action, what is that? They helpfully have a little guide to all the factories, a region bonus. Okay, when I build a train, I can get one of the bonuses I usually get for putting down my tokens there. Yeah, I'm torn between these two. I mean, I'd still have to advance coal 2 more to get more victory points for the coal track. I already have a lot of iron, and this is going to save me a lot of the stuff that would have taken the iron. So let's get this one, I think. And I will certainly spend one of my 3 iron and 5,000 money to get to put down 2 trains in different spots. I don't get the bonus yet because I haven't done the machine. Ooh, if I pull up the machine, I get 2 of those, which means I immediately score 4 victory points for my department bonus. All right, well, let's see. 1 train here, which gets me an iron, seems obvious. And then maybe 1 train here. But they have no spots for my clocks or watches or whatever here. They do have some here, but I won't get a bonus. And also, they're already in here really hot and heavy. So, but that also means they won't see a threat for a while. So maybe I do it? I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Okay, we're getting kind of close to the next scoring, which means I want to do a local action maybe. Okay, they're doing that one. Oh, shoot, which clears out this section, which means I can't take a local action without getting a 3rd color on my board, but it's got to be worth it, right? Because I want to get the victory points. Ooh, I just noticed, by the way, I should have realized this. 2 trains in my 2 there get me 6, which does beat the international group, which means I'll get 10 victory points for 3rd instead of 3 victory points for 4th. And that shouldn't be too hard to do here. I think I have to. I can't let them end it and me not score. So let's go ahead and take this one, even though I am pushing my number of colors up. I'm going to use only 1 cotton because I only have a 1 and 2 3s of influence tokens left, which means I can't use both my cotton to put down that. And it has to go there, which gets me 2 coal. And then I don't have a 6 anymore, so I have to use a single one of my watches to do a 5. And I'd rather go there than kick myself out, obviously. And that gets me 2 coal as well, which means I am ready to potentially produce watches again and get up to 3 of them, which would let me put down one of my 7s. So they're still winning here, but I'm clearly dominating for 3rd, which is 10 more victory points that I was about to get, so that's good. And yeah, that is indeed going to score things, because we're all empty there. So here I've got 2, 4, 6 versus 7 versus 5. So I get 3rd place instead of 4th for 10. Over here, it's 6, 8 versus 12. Once again, 10 victory points. And then over here, it's 6 versus more, 6, 10, 11. So we tie for 3rd, and how that works is we add up the 3rd and 4th place, in this case 13, and we each get half rounded down, so I get only 6. But still, that was pretty good. There we go. And that advances. We fill back in. Again, 1 on each spot that doesn't have at least 3. And the game is, I will tell you, very close to being done. Because when this advances again, we then get into this little sudden death thing where we each get 3 more turns, a final scoring, a final consolidation, and we count up our points. Which means, importantly, I got to take this action twice or get a white bonus twice, or I lose automatically because one of my requirements is to get that to the 6. I'm good on the factory one. And that was my action, right? We are in stage 3, by the way, now, so they are going to be using those bigger boys, but nope. They want to take this gray worker from the ship space. Now, what am I doing right now? I'm doing white, gray, and red. I've got a lot of coal again to fire off my production if I want to. All right, let's see. So, could do that. I need to do that. I also want to produce. I need to do that to use the coal I have. I could also build a machine before I produce. That'd be nice to do too, because that would immediately get me 4 victory points and more money for the final few rounds. Although, do I need that much money? Probably not. I mean, the biggest things are 6,000 to advance that track and then producing more goods. But I have red, gray, and white right now, so a black or a blue meeple would not help me very much. But they kind of prioritize gray right now, so they could steal that one from me, whereas this one is pretty safe. But let's take that chance. I think... Oh, no, I want to spend the money for this, right? Oh, no, I can do that later. I want to produce, I think. Maybe. So I'll get the white meeple to do a machine. Yeah, this might be a bad call. Spending 5 of my 6,000 to put it out on this one, I guess. Or do I want to do on this one and spend 1 iron? Because that would let me get to the 7. Whereas this is only going to get me 3 or 4 no matter what at this point, because one of the mid-tier factories gets you the 3 placement. See, actually, let's do that, I guess. Oh, I get to do a ship and increase my... I don't need to increase my finances. This is already raising them up by 2. So that's a little bit redundant. I think it's still okay. All right, so I do go here, which gets me 4 victory points from triggering my little bonus there. Even better reason that I upgraded the 4 thing. Oh, and putting a worker out will advance me faster. But crud, which one do I want to do? I'm about to get a gray, right? So sure, let's get the gray guy. Okay, then if the bot is nice, they won't whammy me. They didn't. Yay. They do take a gray meeple, but from here. All right, and then yes, the last one I can fit will be this. And I'm spending 4 coal to build just so many of these. Yeah, there we go. All right, before I consolidate, they are doing local again with a 5. And taking the red guys, so we'll do that in a second. Now, where am I actually winning? 6 to 7 there. 8 to 12 there. I'm not winning anywhere. But I am tied here. And now they're going on a green or blue spot. They can't knock out my 6 with their 5, so they'll go right there. And yep, now they're winning by a lot there. But 3, 6, 8, 9. Nope. I am not in 3rd place. I'm definitely in 4th. And that's a huge jump, by the way. Look, 14 points instead of 4. So anywhere that I can beat the international forces at least is amazing. All right, these guys fill in. So remember, we're getting very close to the end of the game. Well, there's a problem for somebody else. I'm consolidating. So I am getting a double advancement here, which unlocks another 5 for me. That's nice. I'm getting 3 more iron. Wow. Ooh, which is enough iron to potentially build 2 trains and get that to the higher value. So let's put this here. I wasn't sure what to do with that one. Okay, I'm losing 1,000, but getting 25 minus 9, 16. Wow. When you're bringing in that kind of money, it doesn't matter too much if you have a lot of different worker types. All right, so I am ready to... Oh, I got to get my coal as well, 4. Okay, so I have to do that. I also want to put out some consolidation stuff, build 2 trains. Oh, there's so much stuff I want to do. How much time will they give me to do it? Probably not enough. They are doing another local action, darn it. So that's the only one with 3. What's their preference here? Yeah, red. But nice for me, they're winning everywhere, so they just want to go at their highest priority, which is currently yellow. And what is this? Green or blue? So they want to cover up the 2 there. But yeah, that means nothing for me, basically, because I'm not competing there. All right, so if I get a white worker for the bonus that would move up my R&D track, then I might not need to take that action. And if I can do like 1 or 2 more machines, then that would become a good option for maybe my last placement of victory point endgame scoring things. And I definitely don't want to do a boat. So sure, let's take this. And I just want to get enough machines to unlock this bonus if I build another train and to get their full scoring potential. So let's spend 10,000 to do 2 machines. And I don't want to spend any iron, so I have flexibility for the train, so I'll just put them there and there. Okay, and that fills in these, which means we have not triggered the final 3 turns yet. And every place has at least 2 workers, so we got a little bit of time. Gosh, what do I want to do? I want to build trains. I might not need to take an R&D action if this works out. And I need to produce and like local action. Oh, I should have already reshuffled these. Sorry. Okay, white region on the right is their focus, which might actually be okay, because if they cover more of the international things, then I could come in 2nd place, or 3rd place, whatever it is. Okay, they're not going to take an action with that, but they are taking one of these. I don't think I ever want to take that action again, so that's fine. All right, I got white. What else do I want? I don't really need coal. I don't really need money. I mean, honestly, yellow workers are the best here, but I don't need to do anything with them. Oh, no, I do. I want to build trains, don't I? So sure, but I'm not going to get another yellow worker. So that's kind of dumb. I mean, red is also terrible. Both these colors are terrible. So whatever, I'll just get a yellow worker. And I'm going to build 2 trains. Can I fit 2 trains? Yes, I can. Which is, going to get me, bloop, blip, one of those bonuses. So now when I consolidate, I will be where I need to be. Great. And my trains are now worth max victory points. Okay, so I can literally only fit a train here. I mean, like that's actually useful. And then here I'll just put because I can. And it gets me a silk I don't really want. Alrighty. They're doing a local action. Of course they are. They're putting out one of their 2 7s. Oh, no, I competed too much. Look, 8 versus 7. They're coming in here to crush me. It has to be green or blue. And yep, they can kick out my 2 here because it's the lowest one. when they take a third slot. Darn it. Okay, so these trains are worthless and clearly need to go in here. And luckily, I do have watches I can come in with. In fact, I can put down my own 7 here. Or actually, I can just do like a 5, right? I don't need that much because I just need to beat, what is it? 5, 6, 7. So like a 5 here and 6 there would be more than enough. Although they do have another 7 to put down with their local action. So if I don't put a 7 here, they could just supplant me. But I don't need to worry about that right now. I'm going to get another color going on. And let's produce. Got 4 coal. And I'll spend 3 of it to get some of these. So I have even more diversity in my options here. All right, and they are doing the most crowded, which is the black meeple from here. Whew, we are getting close. Do I want to do anything? I have enough money to build another factory, which would earn me 2 more victory points. That's not worth it. Actually, unless it's a factory that immediately lets me do something cool. Like, 3 different goods? That actually sounds great now. So sure, let's do that. Another color? Why not, Mike? So we're about to advance, but, sorry, I did have to spend 1 silk because I'm not in 6 yet. And I get to put 3 different cubes down immediately. So clearly 1 here and 1 here. And I do have a 2 token left, so let's put 1 here. And I'll put them out like here, this, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. And yeah, I should be able to take like 2 local actions in a row that'll both be pretty impactful. But we are triggering the end game here. We are still going to fill in, just because you do that. But it doesn't matter much, because we are in the final 3 turns. So I give this to the bot, and after the bot and I take an action, this moves forward 1. Bot and I take an action, it moves forward again. Bot and I take an action, final scoring, and other stuff. So 1 of 3 remaining actions for the bot. They are taking this black meeple from the boat space. Okay. 1 of 3 final actions for me. I need to do this. Oh no, I want the black meeple because I already have a white meeple. And okay, I'm going to try to flood this place, I guess. All right, so let's see. I could do a 3 red to kick out their 4 with my own 5 here. And then I could do 3 green to put a 7 here, but then their 7 will come in here and kick out my 5. So is that even worth doing? Although that is only if they get a local action for their last 2 things, which is a fairly good chance they won't. Now, will I be winning that? Oh, I'll be winning by way too much, really. So maybe I'm kind of overplaying here. Yeah, you know what? Let's save 1 magnifying glass because I have some 3s left to put out. And I'll just spend 2 magnifying glass, or whatever they are, to get a 4, which is still enough to beat him. Bye-bye. And then I don't think I'll get a chance to do this again. So let's go ahead and take 3 of these to get my 7 and put that, what was that, green, here. Oh, that gets me 4 iron, by the way. Not that I care. They are worth a tiny bit of victory points at the end. But yeah, now I'm at 11. Oh, we're both at 11, but I have +6. So if they do get their 7 down, they will be winning again by quite a lot, but we'll hope that doesn't happen. And let's see, second to last action. Yes, that is not a local market. That is boat again. Thanks, buddy. Okay, my second to last action, I have to consolidate. Well, I don't have to. But you get to consolidate for free at the end anyway, so I think it's the right move. Let's go and get that, because that's getting max pointage. There's no point in going up higher, because I don't have any more of those to do. And I'm getting 2 movement here, which unlocks another 7 for me, but I won't be able to use it, sadly. And I'm also getting 2 extra coal after I zero everything out. So I'll have 6 coal, and 25 minus 9, 16. None of this is going to matter, by the way, because I am forced to consolidate 1 more time before the end of the game. So I'll go back to like my basic coal value, none of that extra stuff. Okay, and their final action, don't do a local market. Yes. Oh, they are putting out a train, though. Haha, but the only place they can fit is here, and I do not care. Okay, and last action of the game. Yep, that's the obvious one. Putting stuff down. We're winning there, so we want to see if we can win here or here. And I've got 2 cotton, 1 green, 1 light bulb, and 1 train, which works out to, I can't use the 7. The watch or the light bulb can get me the 5. The magnifying glass can get me the 3, and the cotton can get me the 2. So I really have like these to play with. I gotta imagine it's gonna be here, right? I could go a 5 here with the light bulb, which would kick out my own 1. But that would already be winning. Yeah, because then I'd have 10, 12 versus also 12. That's not called winning, Mike. Darn it, but there's nowhere else I can kick anything with a 3 or a 2. What if I came in here instead? They've got 3 trains, but they've only got a 5, and I've already got a 6. So if I can like fit 2 things in, I could put a 5 down with my magnifying glass. And then what was the other thing I have? Oh, sorry, not magnifying glass. 5 with Crud, they've got the only 5 spot. I've already got a 6 spot, so I can't put a 5 down at all. I could put a 3 down for the magnifying glass here, and a 2 down for the cotton. That would get me to 11 and them to 11, and I tie them again. Is there any? I don't think there's anywhere. By the way, I should have said, I don't know if I said this a while ago, each local action can only target a single place. Oh, and I forgot. You can choose not to take the bonuses when you put stuff down and instead get 2 victory points. I should have done that for the iron earlier, but oh well. Darn it. I assume I can't win over here, but let's look. I don't know. So I could easily put a 5 down and a 3 down, which would be 8-10 versus 8-10. Why is everything a tie? Oh, wait, but I just realized that is the best option, unless I'm missing something, because I'm already getting 4th place here, which is not much, but 4 points. I'm already getting 3rd place here, 14 points, but I'm getting squat here. So, yep, that's it. I'm going to do a good for light bulbs, I guess. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't do bent. I can't kick them out of here at all. That gets me a 5. And then I'm going to take my 1 magnifying glass and put out a 3. And actually, there's a trick you can do. I might as well do it. I will also use my 2 cotton before I put out the 3 to put out the 2 cotton first and then supplant myself. You are allowed to do that because then I get this reward a 3rd time and I will take 2 victory points for each of them. So that's 6, which is obviously way better than some silk. Because at the end of the game, 3 of those resources converts to 1 victory point. So I got 6 victory points instead of 6 silk would be what? 3? Okay, I guess it was only twice as much. Okay, but that is that. So we've got 8-10 versus 8-10. We tie for first. So we each get a 26 plus 14, 40 divided by 2, 20. Over here, I'm 11-17 versus 11. So I get 26 straight up. Oh, that gets me to exactly 100. So I flip this over. Over here, it's 6-8 versus a lot more, but I did beat them. So I get 14 for 3rd. And over here, I've got 6, which doesn't beat anybody. I get just 4 points. All right, so we're at 118, and now, oh, sorry, I wasn't even tracking this. Now we do a final consolidation. So I get to remove this guy and bump this up too, I guess, which does nothing for me. And I didn't get high enough to get that. But it does mean I get $22,000, although every 5,000 worth of victory points, so it's kind of better to have other stuff. And I lose all this coal and come back with 5, my new value. And then we do final scoring. And yeah, all we do is we count the personal objectives we've given ourselves with those and any remaining stuff. Oh, but I should say first, did I get 2-6 on R&D? Yes, I did. Did I get at least 5 factories? Yes, I did. So I qualify to score. Again, otherwise I would have actually lost. All right, so I did get to the highest threshold here, so that's 16. And for trains, that's 20, so 36 together. Then I get 20 for this. This one only got to that threshold, so 25. And then this one's another 10, 35. I'm up to 189, by the way. And then this, I get the max, which is 24. Gets me to 213, not bad. And again, some paltry scoring here. Every 5,000 is worth 1, so that's 4. And then every 3 of these plus cubes is worth 1. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, which gives me a grand total of 220, which is the exact same level I got last time. Brilliant. Gosh darn it. Emperor's Favorite seems crazy. 20 more points? I did really good at this game. 20 more points? And again, I could have played on hard mode where I would have had a 3rd goal to meet, although I got really high on a lot of tracks. So that might not have been too bad. But it would have sent me down a different kind of priority for the game and also would have had them 1 more time per round, potentially activating an extra train action, although, or I guess a local market action too, if it was the one with the most things on it. But that was Nippon Zaibatsu, a solo playthrough. Again, I will have a review coming in a few weeks or months. I don't know. It's always hard to fit these things into the schedule. But yeah, this is a really good Euro. I'm looking at the time on my camera, and darn it, there's going to be a lot of editing for me. The final video will probably be longer than an hour, but hopefully this is helpful for all of you trying to learn the game yourselves. So thanks for watching, everybody, and a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Steve Wren, KCW, Andrew R., and Chris C. We'll see you at the next stop.